Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Butterfly Spirit 314. So today guys, what I wanted to do is talk to you guys about why I'm making the effort to watch YouTube videos, to read a little bit of books, and to, even just like take my time with getting started, with knitting. So guys, the reason why it is that I'm taking these extra efforts before I start knitting as a beginner is because years ago I decided that I would start out by, trying to knit. And I started knitting because my mom knew how to knit, and then my partner's relative knew how to knit. And so I thought, oh, well, if these two ladies know how to knit, right, then surely it should be easy for me to jump right in and be able to knit. Well, I went to the store, got some metal knitting needles, got some yarn, and I just thought that I was going to be able to just, knit overnight. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that, okay? So what I can say, guys, is that I got really frustrated at my first attempt, and I got so frustrated with myself and so mad that I just gave up on knitting. This time around, this has been years since that, but I've decided that I want to start knitting. And in starting to knit, I decided the first place I would start is by watching videos on YouTube about watch videos about what to know before you start knitting, right? So I've watched a few videos. I have some books on knitting as well. And I'm slowly getting supplies so I can start knitting. I do have my own knitting needles that I have, and they happen to be bamboo knitting needles. And I have them in a set. So from research, I found out it will be a good idea for me to start that way. So as far as me like jumping right in, knitting overnight, I found that with knitting, it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's going to be something that's going to be a process where I pace myself, where I get familiar with things. And I really appreciate, the fact that there are YouTube videos and there are knitting books and there are like a lot of resources that can help me with knitting, because I feel like this time around I'm approaching it the right way, as opposed to just jumping right in and thinking I'm gonna achieve success overnight with knitting. So if you're somebody who's starting out with knitting and you feel like, oh well, I'm just gonna do it and I'm gonna be able to knit myself a sweater overnight, it's not gonna happen like that. From what I know, it's gonna take time and effort to be able to knit. The same goes for crocheting, which is something else that I'm gonna be getting into doing as well. So it's a good idea to start, gradually start, okay, and then kind of get into it, and get advice from people. If there are people in your family who knit, get some advice from them. If you know friends or people at your job or any other people that or maybe look into like knitting clubs or knitting classes or whatever, and try to find resources so that you can learn to knit if that's really something you want to get into. I mean, it's just like riding a bike, right? You can't ride a bike overnight, right? You can't do that. So, it really takes you learning some basic things first before you can be able to ride a bike. Same thing goes for knitting. So this time around, I'm going to take it easy. I'm going to learn. And, I hope to make some really cool and amazing stuff. Maybe at some point I'll be able to knit a sweater, or maybe knit a blanket. So that's just a couple of future goals I'm looking into and things like that. So I just wanted to kind of share with you guys why it is I'm going and taking this extra effort to knit, because, I'm taking this extra effort to prepare myself first before I get started, so that when I go to the store, I'm not going to be super clueless about what I'm doing. like I was the other day when I was like, why, what yarn do I use? And like I said in that particular video, I had to do research, and now I have a good idea about what type of yarn I need to use in order to start knitting. So, it's just a gradual process, guys. So I just wanted to kind of share a little bit with you guys, and gradually as I get good at knitting, I'll show you guys some of the progress that I'm making with knitting and stuff. So just be patient with me. I'll be posting some videos and stuff of like some projects that I create and stuff. So we'll see But thank you guys for watching. Bye.